Hey, Chainsaw Man is now airing. It's one of my favorite series of all time, and there's a few things I wanted to talk about. I'll be pretty low-key with the spoilers, so here are some key thematic ideas to look out for that the anime will hopefully flesh out if it's based. Alright, ready? Dreams and ambitions are such a shonen thing to focus on that it's practically cliche. Generally, what plays out is that the main character has a lofty goal, and it seems completely unobtainable. But what we watch in the show is the slow ascent towards that dream. They'll meet mentors, struggle, and fail, but inevitably get there. Chainsaw Man, however, is built different. What happens when your dreams just suck? That because your life's been such a tragedy, it blinds you to the bigger picture. But who actually cares about the bigger picture? And what does it even mean to have lofty goals? Is it even worth it? You could die as soon as tomorrow, so what future or goal is there to even bother caring for? These are the type of questions I'd keep in mind with every character that's introduced. Pondering their headspaces when they take the reckless actions that they do makes the plot that much more interesting. What would you say is more honorable? A long, ordinary life that is average, or a short, exciting life that is bombastic? There isn't a clear answer and warrants a lot of thought, but this is a question that is central to Chainsaw Man. In case you didn't know, Chainsaw's world is full of violence and death, and it's really ugly, but it's a potential fate with which each character has come to terms. The natural question to ask is, what kind of person does it take to live a short, exciting life? And who's only pretending it's what they want? What if an average life is actually more meaningful than their ambitions? Again, just more things to keep in the mental back pocket. Something that's been explored to death, but still hasn't yielded a clear consensus, is the question of what makes us human. Is it the ability to imagine things that don't exist? Or is it the existence of an immaterial but present soul? Or is it our ability to empathize and love, but still follow through with cruel acts? Whatever the answer is, Chainsaw Man has its fair share of kindness and monsters, and it still manages to paint its own picture of what a human is. While definitely not a focal point in the series, it is an undertone that builds intrigue in people that you would normally write off as crazy, or people that seem put together that turn out to be insane. But maybe that's just human. You wouldn't think it, but ignorance and knowledge is a really interesting concept, especially because it has such an intense effect on one's psyche. I think most people, if asked whether or not they'd prefer to have more knowledge about the world than less, they would default to wanting more knowledge. I mean, why not? However, let's pretend that you lived in a paradise where every day was perfect. Would you want to have the knowledge that the world would quickly end in 3 days, and that there was nothing you could do to stop it? Or would you rather continue living in paradise, never knowing about the end, so that when you died blissfully unaware? In Chainsaw Man, there's intelligent but distressed people, and there's stupid but happy people. But of course, this series is built different, so it's not so cut and dry. You'll see the pros and cons of both, and see how the characters wrestle with that part of themselves. I'm sure it'll be torturously good. Last but not least is transformation. Both in the psychological and literal sense, characters in Chainsaw Man go through so many changes. I'll be honest, the cast is fairly large, and I don't know how much time will be spent on the less important people, but I would keep an eye out for those who stay as an unyielding constant, those who bend themselves because they have to, and those who naturally change due to circumstance. I have no idea if the show's gonna give the time that's needed for that level of polish, but hey, we'll see. There you have it. Here's a quick overview of all the things I just laid out, and yeah. You wouldn't think a series about a chainsaw guy killing things would have this kind of depth, but here we are. I actually reread the manga specifically for this season, and I don't know how the author did it, but they managed to be both philosophically engaging and stupidly fun with their story. And man, I hope this season captures that. First episode, banger, nice slow pace, good musical motif usage. This one shot in the anime blows in comparison to the manga, but you know, we can't win them all. Can't win them all. But anyways, I'll stop stalling. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.